and welcome to Cube Speed. My name's Rich, and in today's episode we're going to have a look at our short shifter to suit the Nissan Skyline R32, R33 and R34. So with the 5-speed transmission, and it suits all transmissions, whether they're turbo or normally aspirated or 4-wheel drive, so the whole lot. So with our short shifter, so there it is there. So there's a whole bunch of other components that you get in the kit that goes towards putting it together, but we'll show you all that in a sec, together with how to remove your factory shifter and install the new Cube Speed shifter. But before we go too much further, so with our shifter it reduces your shifter throw by about 35%, and just makes your shifting feel much more enjoyable. It's much more direct, much more mechanical. You kind of get that nice like clack as you're moving through the gears. Much more enjoyable to use than the standard factory shifter. So we've got a normally aspirated rear-wheel drive Skyline Trans here, with a factory shifter on here. So this is actually a brand new shifter actually, so this is about as good as it's ever going to get. So we'll just put that through the gears, and you probably already know, but the throw is quite long, and also, when it's in any given gear, there's quite a bit of movement as well. So like our shifter's going to make a huge difference and get rid of most of that. So the next thing we'll do is just move on to removing that factory shifter. Okay, so now we're going to just move on to removing the factory shifter. So one of the great things about installing our short shifter is you don't need to get underneath your car at all, or most likely you won't need to get underneath your car. So the first thing to do is just put your car in neutral and just put the handbrake on, and then just begin by just removing your gear knob, the gear lever boot, the access panel on the center console, and then underneath that there will be a trans tunnel seal. So you just need to remove all of those. So once you've removed all them, you'll be down to this layer here, so where you can see this area here quite easily. So what we might do is move the camera in and just show you how to remove these circlips just to get the shifter out. Okay, so we just moved in a little bit closer there. So the thing to do now is just to peel up this rubber dust boot, and then underneath that you'll see two circlips. So we're really only removing the top one, and then the shifter will come out quite easily. So you can probably see these two slots like in the shifter housing. So the easiest way to do it is just to put just a straight blade screwdriver inside the shifter housing there, and just lever underneath that top circlip. So we got that side out, and then lever up under the other side, and now that's popped out nice and easily. And then pretty much then your shifter just pulls out that easily. And then underneath that there's the pivot bush, which we're going to be reusing. So that's just stuck in there a bit sideways for some reason. So we've got that out. And then underneath that is a wave washer. So the wave washer we're not using anymore, you can just put that to one side. Okay, so we're just going to move on with the install now. So probably the first thing to do is just with your shifter housing is give it a good clean out, just in case there's any grease and dirt and that kind of stuff in there. And the next thing we're going to do is just have a look at the size of the bush that's on the bottom of your factory shifter, and then compare that to the two bushes that we supply in the kit. So basically there's two different possible size bushes that your gearbox might use. We supply both of them. So in this case we can tell that we need the smaller of the two bushes. So that's the one we're going to install on our short shifter. So the way to install it is to sit the cup, or sit the bush with the cup side facing up, just like on a firm hard surface. And then with your the bottom part of your short shifter, just put a little bit of wheel bearing grease or something like that on there, and then just sit that on top of the cup, and then just give it a hit just with a rubber mallet or a block of wood, just to snap it on, and then just make sure it's just sitting on there nicely. So the next thing we're going to do is install the spacer rings, which comes in your kit. So that just drops into the shifter housing like that. And then we're going to reinstall the pivot bush. So again, probably give that a clean. So this is the factory pivot bush we're reinstalling. So just put that in there like that. And then before we install the lower part of the short shifter, just use a small amount of axle grease or wheel bearing grease just on the bottom part of your shifter there, just on the ball, just to make sure it pivots nicely once you've got it together. And then we're just going to drop that in here. So the tricky bit is lining up this bush just with the hole in the offset lever inside your trans. So hopefully we'll get it easily. We've dropped it in there, that's good. And the next bit is installing the donut bush or the top pivot bush. So there's a bit of a trick with that. So I'll just show you like a little bit of a close up of that bush. So on the inside of the bush, you can see on this side there's a large bevel. And then on this side of the bush, there's a smaller bevel. So hopefully you can see that okay on video. I'm pretty sure you can. So the small side, the smaller bevel needs to be facing down. So we'll just drop that onto the shifter now, and I'll show you what I mean. So just hold that down with your fingers, and then just try like wiggling the shifter lever up and down. If it doesn't move, you got it the right way around. So if we've got the bush the wrong way around with the big bevel facing down, you can see the shifter lever is going to move around like crazy, drive you nuts really, and you'll never get it tight. So so with the small bevel facing down, we just put that inside the factory pivot bush. So the next thing to install is the banana clips. So with the banana clips, there's a welded nut on there. So that welded nut needs to face down. And the clip sits in this groove inside your factory shifter housing here. So they just sit on there like that. Cool, that's good. And then the next bit is just to install your top shifter plate. So we're just going to drop that on there like that. Alright, so the next bit we're going to do is just install the bolts which hold the top shifter plate on. So with the bolts, we supply you a couple of different options of length, depending on what kind of shifter housing you've got. So just work out which bolts are going to be the right length for your gearbox. And then when installing these bolts, you definitely want to use like a medium strength thread locker. So it could be like a Loctite or a Permatex or something like that. But you definitely want to use some kind of medium strength thread locker, because we're not going to be doing these bolts up very tight at all. Because it's part of how the pivot bush moves. So we'll just show you how that goes together now. So just start by just dropping all the bolts in there. So when you do them up, initially don't even do them up tight enough so there's any resistance. You just do them up really quite loosely to start off with. So we'll just drop all of them in there. Okay, so the next bit is just to put the top half of your shifter lever on. So just screw that on like that. And this is only temporary for now, but just do it up quite hand tight. And then just grab the shifter lever, and you can see it moves up and down like that quite easily. So what we're going to be doing is going around and tightening up all these bolts slowly and evenly, just very lightly, until you've removed like all of that free movement. So the idea is like the end result's going to be you have no free movement in there at all, but the shifter lever moves as freely as possible. So so we just do those up quite lightly, and then yeah, like each time you do them up, just kind of experiment like with how the shifter lever is. And now there's no movement at all. Just make sure that they're all pretty even. Yeah, so there's no movement there at all. So yeah, so the next thing we do is personally we'd install one of our Cube Speed billet gear knobs. So there's one there. So we'll just show you how that goes on, and then we'll just whip this through the gears and show you what it's like. So the first thing to do is just put on the lock nut. Just screw that right onto your shift lever. Oh, I should say, when you're putting on the top part of your shifter lever for the last time, is just use medium strength thread locker in there, and you really don't need to do that much more than just like a firm hand tight, because the thread locker is going to hold it in place. So yeah, the next thing is we're putting on the gear knob is just putting on that jam nut, and then grab the the inset piece for your gear knob, or the thread adapter, and just screw that inside the gear knob, and then just screw the whole lot onto your shifter lever, and then obviously line up your logos so that's all nice and straight. And then just with this lock nut or jam nut under here, just do that up really tight, like against the gear knob, and then it's going to be locked in and nice and tight. So now we can give that a go. We're just going to whip it through the gears, so you can probably tell like the shifter throw is quite a bit shorter. So we've got that 35% shorter throw, and then plus once you're in gear as well, like there is a lot less movement than what there is with the factory shifter. So it just feels really nice to use, really nice mechanical throwing. Okay, so we're all done with the install now. So as you can tell, it's pretty easy. It's just a couple of tricks there that we thought would be easy to show you on video. So you might also want to check out a video that we've done for our premium Skyline short shifter as well. So our premium version has a couple of very, very nice additional features that you might be interested in checking out. So don't forget to check that video out. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for supporting Cube Speed. Go out, shoot some gears, have some fun, and we'll catch you again next time. Thanks for watching.